Ian's question.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have a very general but very important question. I would like you guys to answer, what are your top 3 budget priorities, and would you please briefly explain why those are your priorities?
And 90 seconds is not sufficient time, but that's all you get.
Okay. Well, for me, I really want to focus some time and energy on our planning and zoning department. That department is in complete disarray. And what that causes for our local economy is a lack of ability for companies to even get off the ground. We often have small business owners who ultimately don't even open up their businesses here because they cannot handle the delay in getting the business to move forward in a very efficient way. The other thing I'll say is a priority for me is law enforcement. We really need to look at what we are doing there and what the financial needs are. We have a balloon payment coming up on our vehicles. And right now, you can't even take a law enforcement vehicle out of the city or out of the county if you don't have a vehicle inspection done within the last 2 days. I mean, our cars are old and they're not running well, and we did not set up a very good program to make sure we are rotating the vehicles in and out of our system well. The other piece I'll say is I definitely want to look at education. Every kid in this city deserves the same opportunity to be academically successful. And right now, we are seeing about 80% of our minority kids being funneled into the criminal justice system before the age of 18. They at least come into contact with criminal justice. That is unheard of in most parts of this state and should not continue to occur.
Ralph Becker, your top 3 priorities in the next budget cycle.
So I start when I'm looking at our budget at first making it's balanced, making sure it's balanced. But I'm looking out for the taxpayer. Whatever we do as a city, we need to use our taxpayer resources efficiently, and we need to make sure that we don't raise taxes if we have any other alternative, which we've done throughout my administration with the exception of a voter-approved bond. Secondly, I think we need to look at providing justice and equality for everybody in our community. And that means continuing to pursue making sure there's no discrimination in housing and employment, but looking into other arenas as well around accommodations. And around education. When I came into office for the first time in this city, we brought on someone full-time to coordinate and work on our work to support our public education system, which has a separate board and an administration. And we have been putting more money for the first time ever into community learning centers, into preschool programs, into after-school programs, summer school programs, and families getting involved more in schools. Third, I would say it involves livability and sustainability. We have come so far in the last 8 years around using energy wisely, around providing mobility choices for people, reducing our air pollution by the city's actions and working within our community. And we've gotten national recognition for that great work. But that needs to be carried to the next level. And I have plans that you can visit on my website that really reveal how we are going to achieve great ends in all of those matters going forward.
You both have given the priorities asked in the question, but I want to ask each of you in your rebuttal time, what separates you then in budgetary priorities from each other? And Representative Biskupski, you have the first 30-second opportunity.
Well, just so people know, about 70% of our minorities are graduating from high school in Salt Lake City. That's not a very high number. And it's not a number that is acceptable to me. So our program currently is just not doing the justice that all the kids in this city need. I want to really do a robust system that brings in a mentoring opportunity for the students, additional education opportunities and after-school programs. Those are critical if we're going to be successful in education.
And Mayor Becker, how do you view the separation in budget philosophy?
Every time I've run for this job, including this time, I've used that opportunity to plan for our future and really lay out for me an accountability plan for how we will move forward in the whole range of areas that are important to people in this city. Around education. Since I've come into office, we established the Capital City Education Plan, bringing all of the players involved in education, not just the school district, Chamber of Commerce, the University of Utah, Salt Lake Community College, organizations, and each of us have defined our role, and we're all making differences and reducing that unacceptable achievement gap that occurs here and everywhere across the country.
Our next question comes from the online community. I will read it out loud for the benefit of our studio audience, and our viewers at home will be able to read along online. This comes from Jeff of Salt Lake City. City funds have been invested into alternative transportation over the last several years.